welcome in Seven Rivers Racing KQEG TV. We are 3 weeks away from the opener at the Crosse Speedway. A matter of fact, it would have been 3 weeks from this past Sunday. And people are still asking me on Facebook and Twitter and texting me, when is the opener at the Crosse Speedway? Then I repeat the date of the 27th, and they say, wait a minute, that's a Sunday. I said, yep, and I say it's at 2 o'clock, something that I don't think has ever been done at the Speedway. We're going to find out more in today's program as we dissect the entire Crosse Speedway, the entire show dedicated to the big track, 5/8 mile in West Salem, and we're going to bring in the general manager and the promoter and whatever else hat he's going to wear today, as we do every show for the past 4 years. We like to kick off the season bringing in Chuck Deery. Chuck, good to have you in the program.
Well, thanks, Dan. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's funny you say this every year that I'll say, we're 3 weeks away from the opener. Does it feel like it?
Some days yes, some days no. Nice warm weather really gets the phones going, and the people are getting excited about getting out in the spring, and cabin fever setting in, and so we're very excited about having the Frostbuster on Sunday afternoon, April 27th.
And that's going to be the first question I do want to bring up this year. It has raised a lot of questions to me, and I'm sure it has you as well. The decision, and I'll actually wrap two questions into one. The decision to run it on a Sunday afternoon at 2 and then to take a couple of weeks off. And I think that's been the biggest question people have asked me during the offseason is, why is the schedule like that? And you had a very good explanation at the driver orientation meeting.
Oh, without a doubt. I've ran the math. We keep very good notes on all of our events, and looking at the first 2 dates in May have been very difficult to run. I think the first Saturday in May we've rained out 6 or 7 times, and the second one 4 or 5 times. But the temperatures have been very poor, and the weather has been very poor. And quite honestly, we're in the fun business, and it's something to get the races in, but we want our fans and competitors to enjoy the event and enjoy the night, and it's just the weather's so questionable at that time, and so we decided that we'll just make sure that the weather's a little bit better and go racing on May 17th for our weekly Saturday night racing.
First day, the 27th, is that a points race?
Absolutely. It is. Once cars hit the racetracks, the points battles are going on, and so we'll have our, I think, 5 divisions at opening day, and it should be very exciting and a good way to start the season.
Now, has that been done before, running a Sunday race outside of Oktoberfest?
We have in the past, of the 26 years I've been there, I think we've run 4 or 5 and stuff, and so it's not out of the ordinary for us to change things up. A genesis behind this is I've checked with other racetracks and how they do it in the upper Midwest or upper East Coast, and it's not uncommon for them to open up on an afternoon and then go to their weekly racing on the nights a week later, a couple weeks later.
Is that something that you in the track, and when I talk about the track, there's more people involved than you. Of course, Greg McCarnes, I don't think we give him enough credit because he is the head of motorsports management. Right. You've got Dave Nelke and some other folks as well. Would there be a possibility of maybe running more Sunday races in the future, or is this a one-of-a-kind thing every couple of years?
Anything's possible, but we'll just see how it goes and go from there and get the feedback from the fans and the competitors. After all, they are our customers, and what they want is what we'll want to supply to them, and so that'll dictate how we do things in the future. But we're very set on the Saturday nights, but the weather's a factor again with that. So it is what it is. As we live in the upper Midwest, you may have sunny and 70 degrees in April or snow,
right.
And so you just have to take it as it is, and it looks like as cold and as miserable as winter it has been, it looks like we've made the right decision, but it could all change in a week and stuff. But we've decided that's how we're going to go with it, and set the schedule, and out we go. Here we go.
Chuck Deery joining me on the program today, runs pretty much the gamut at the Crosse Speedway. One thing, it's always interesting as I kind of pick your brain during the winter to find out some of the new things that are coming. There's been a lot of buzz on some of the things at the Speedway this year. One of those would be a new class that's being introduced.
Right. We've developed a new class, the United Auto Supply Street Stocks. Essentially, it's a 6-cylinder, 106-inch wheelbase car, stock. We determine a lot of what we race on the quarter mile on older model cars. And if you go to local salvage yards and see what they're getting in, it's the 6-cylinder cars. They're relatively inexpensive. And we're in the fun business, so if you want to try racing for a little bit, relatively inexpensive, put together a 6-cylinder car and come out and turn some laps. And that's what it's all about. And the availability of cars for the 4-cylinder, the Hornets, the Ants Hornets division, they're still out there. It's the Thunderstock cars that are, they're getting really old, and we need to start thinking about what to do with that in the future. And we do have some other options with that, but for right now, the perfect car to bring in, a new division to bring in, is the street stocks, and there has been some very good interest on it, and we're very excited to be able to offer it to the fans in 2014.
And it is kind of rough. I mean, if you look at other racetracks that run a similar class like the Thunderstocks, you can't find the 76 Cutlass bodies or parts, and people are having a hard time finding the older Monties or some of the same cars you see at the Crosse Speedway every year with the Thunderstock class. It's just, they're, like you said, they're just so hard to find. Yeah, and we did change up the rules a little bit to bring some more modern bodies into it, but it just hasn't taken hold yet. So we'll see how it goes and stuff, and it's just having fun, and we'll be just we'll have to see how the season progresses and go from there. And again, no matter what division you're in, you're going to have fun, and whether you're a fan, you're going to enjoy watching them. Other classes coming back: Hornets, Outlaws, Sportsmen, late models. Absolutely, and all of them have been very good and very fun to watch. The Outlaws have really piqued the interest of the motor sports enthusiasts because it's an open class and a lot of horsepower and a lot of tires, but on that small track that makes it kind of a bull ring of sorts. Well, even last year you had a couple late models jump in there, which we saw at Oktoberfest a couple years ago. Yeah, it's fun. It's just those guys out there and trying their skill on that. And it's an egg-shaped track, the quarter mile, so it's really tough to race. And it just makes it a lot of fun. But of course, the Sportsmen and late models on the big track, and the speed and the skill that those race teams put together every week to go out there and come away with a heat win, if not a feature win. So the racing level has been very good and very exciting. And of course, last year I had the intense point battles with the Sportsmen. That went down to like the last couple of weeks. Hornets, 7 guys entered Oktoberfest with ours, and gals, I should say. Seemingly in a hand in that mix. Had a chance to win a championship all the way to Fest. So that was an exciting year we had last year. From what I've seen, different drivers in different divisions and some of the bigger divisions this year, it's going to be a repeat of last year. I can pretty much guarantee that. When we come back, something comes back to the region this year. If you haven't had a chance to check out a race car in quite a while and you want to get that cabin fever shook, all you got to do is pop into the local mall. We're going to tell you about that and then break down the schedule for this year with Chuck Deery from the Crosse Speedway next on KQEG TV.
Get ready for the Thunder! The Mississippi Thunder Speedway.
Your Friday night racing destination.
Racing starts at 7. Super stocks.
Modified.
600 mods.
Pure stocks.
Street stocks.
Viva.
It's racing excitement, dirt track style.
Tickets $12 for adults.
$5 18 and under.
$8 for students. Or our family pack.
$25 for 2 adults and 3 kids 18 and under.
Friday night racing starts at 7.
Bring on the Thunder!
Dirt track style at the Mississippi Thunder Speedway. Highway 35 just north of Fountain City.
Some of the best moments in life happen at home. American Standard Heating and Air works smarter to make them all more comfortable.
For a limited time, save over $600 on select American Standard systems. Call now for details.
Holman American Legion Post 284. It's all about veterans' rights, quality of life. The Legion belongs to the veterans it serves. The American Legion supports Holman High School sports and local NASCAR racing. Did you know the Legion is open to the public? Stop by for a cold one. Tuesday lunch is a home-cooked meal. Supper is Buck Burgers. Thursday, it's tacos. They can be the place for your wedding reception or meeting. Holman American Legion. It's for veterans and for the people of Holman.
At Cousin Subs, we never settle for good. We always strive for better. Since 1972, we've been creating our signature Deli Fresh subs. We start with fresh bread that's baked every day. Then we freshly chop vegetables and slice the meat daily. It's how we do it and always have. Why? Because you deserve better.
We We are back, Seven Rivers Racing KQEG TV. My guest on the program this week is Chuck Deery from the Crosse Speedway, breaking down some things that developed over the winter heading into the race season, which again is going to be April 27th. That's a 2 p.m. start. And people this year, I think it's been a while since I've seen this because I don't remember it when I first moved to this area. The mall is now back in the equation when talking about the Crosse Speedway.
Yeah, we were able, fortunately, this year to work a deal with the Valley View Mall, and in the past we've just did 1 week and have the cars out there, but this time we have, I think, 3 or 4 weeks to display cars, so we're going to keep changing them in and out and throughout the 3 or 4 weeks, and it's just nice to get back out there and for the fans to see and look and see the cars and you know. You don't really get to see that too much on, you know, from the grandstand side of it unless you go in the pit. So
right.
The mall is a nice step, and we're very fortunate to be able to get out there and get the exposure and have the race teams show off their cars.
I think from what I've heard so far of some of the drivers that have been out there, they loved the opportunity when you guys announced at lacrossespeedway.com this year that this was coming back. A lot of guys like Jason Schaller has an El Camino. He couldn't wait to show it off to the public. Bang, there it is at the mall, and went on Facebook. And matter of fact, I do want to remind you folks that Matt Henderson Motorsports, we're going to be at the mall this coming Friday, and we're going to tape the show right there at the mall at noon. If you want to come on and watch how the TV station runs and how we produce a show like that, we more encourage you to come on and watch the taping of the program in front of the number 33 of Matt Henderson this Friday. We were going to try to get back out there again before the mall session is over with and we get back to racing at the Speedway, as we'll be doing some shows out there as well. So again, this Friday, as you watch the program, come on out to the mall and meet Matt Henderson at Henderson Motorsports and watch how we tape the program. And it's going to be a nice partnership. They're close to the racetrack. You're close to the mall. And like you said, it gives people a chance to maybe stop by and go, wow, I haven't heard that name or seen that car in a while. And they may go, let's go to the races this year.
Well, that's hopefully all part of it. But, you know, we are a community-based facility and, you know, like to get as much of a, you know, show what we have to offer to the community. And the mall is one of those venues that we can do that, if not at a car show here or there or a parade. But, you know, it's a nice... for this time of year with the weather the way it is, the drivers can show off their car without too many issues, and you know, we get a little more exposure for all involved. So, you know, the kids certainly love seeing the cars, adult kids too, and you know, who doesn't? And if you like motorsports of any sort, and so it's neat. It's a neat change, and we're happy to be out there. Now
you're going to be out there how long this year?
Up to Easter, through the Easter weekend, and then. Of course, we go racing the following weekend, so the guys got to get their cars back to, you know, maybe put a motor in it or whatever they have to do. So it'll be fun, and look forward to, again, seeing all the different cars out there.
Before we jump knee-deep into this year's schedule, which has got some neat kind of changes to it. I like some of the double feature nights we're going to do. Street drags are coming back this year. I want to say this is, let's see, I'll be here 8 years now, so it'll be year 9, if my memory serves me correctly, or maybe 7 and 8. Street drags will be back on Friday nights, and I asked you last year, and I loved your response. Did you ever think it would get as big as it has?
Well, you know, you say 9 years and stuff, and I don't keep track of that stuff. I just know that that the competitors that do that, if you call them competitors,
well, there are some.
That's right. Some of the brackets and stuff, and it's just the smiles that it's just a fun event. Whether you're up in the grandstands and rooting for whatever color car, style of car, make a car, they're just fun events, and we're very fortunate and I think blessed to be able to have the track to allow us to do such a thing. And they're neat, they're low cost, and you know, it's just a good way to spend your second Friday of the month.
And again, last year I think we expanded it to almost 14 divisions. This year, minivans going to be a part of the equation again?
It's brackets.
Brackets, that's right, brackets. It's bracket racing.
That's bracket racing. You see, it's hard to take the oval track and the drags set and separate them, but yeah, you know, that's the one thing that we discovered over the years is that, you know, you have a car and similar to my car, but they're not a little bit off. And the more brackets that we can run, the better. I mean, we want as many winners as we can, but you still need to be as close to apples and oranges and the such. And we just we want to do a little bit better job in pairing up the cars to make it better. And so if you get beat, it's you think it's a little bit fair and as fair as possible. And as we've always said, this is all about having fun. And if you're taking it serious, then you're not going to fit in too well to the scheme of things. And the people do. They thoroughly enjoy it, and it's very fun for us to work because you see so much fun going on out there. The guys with their dates and their buddies or whatever, and it's just a unique event. And again, we're fortunate and glad to have a new supporting sponsor for that, and look forward to it.
Premier Powder Coating out of Ettrick, the new sponsor this year for the street drags. Make sure you, if you shop with those guys up in Ettrick or you see them at the racetrack, which I'm sure you will, thank them for coming on board and the venture that they're going to get into. We average anywhere between 100 to 250 cars on a Friday night. Some of the classes, everything from the high schoolers paying $5 to be safe on a Friday night to your hyped up Chevelles and Novas. I mean, it's just a great time. It's a great 2.5, 3 hours on a Friday night. And it's just been a blast. Get a burger, talk with some of the guys down in the pits. And you never know. A lot of these guys will give you tips on what you can do to your car to make it a little bit better or faster, or even if you want to get out there and street drag. So make sure you check that out. StreetDragsLAX.com is the website. You'll be able to find the schedule. A lot of great championship photos of trophies being handed out and whatnot. And to make sure you check out StreetDragsLAX.com. This schedule I have here in front of me can be found at LaCrosseSpeedway.com. You can also look them up on Facebook. We're going to take the next segment to dive knee-deep into the schedule. And as I talk about social media, this is something that you and Dave Nelke have really strived to incorporate into the racetrack in the past couple of years. You've done it with Facebook. You've done it with the Internet. Now you guys are going to reach out and do some Twitter stuff. Oh,
continue to, be on the social media side of things. And that changes so quickly, and we try to be as cutting edge as possible. And so we'll do what we can to make it better. We're going to live stream the races. It'll be a pay-per-view, but live stream the races. We're trying to bring Wi-Fi into the racetrack as well, so the fans can enjoy the experience. Try to do an app for the races. I carry my cell phone with me. If there's some way we can tie in some type of game or whatever to the fans for the race nights, we're trying to develop that right now as well. And just the social side of things, and it's kind of a daunting task because it changes so quickly, but it's very fun. It's very fun to show what we provide and what the competitors provide, and the fans are having fun. It's very neat, and we'll see how it goes and stuff. But we try to keep everyone as informed as possible, and look forward to 2014 and continuing to raise the bar just a little bit.
For those that are on Twitter, I've got 2 different Twitters, and I really even still don't know how to use them. So I'll give you what that is. You can follow, it's at LAX Speedway on Twitter. Like them on Facebook, and you can tag Instagram photos with hashtag LaCrosse Speedway. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to be doing that this year as you've got the Instagrams and the Pinterests and things like that, where you can sit there with your friends and your race teams and to find them blowing up all over the internet. So you can also find that information. Make sure you go to LaCrosseSpeedway.com or just like them on Facebook. It's scheduled time when we come back to close out the program next. This is Seven Rivers Racing here on KQEG TV.
We're here when the sun rises. And when the bread rises too. And we're here slicing a deli fresh every day. And every morning, we're chopping it all up. Why do we put so much effort into making it fresh? Because you deserve better.
Holman American Legion Post 284. It's all about veterans' rights, quality of life. The Legion belongs to the veterans it serves. The American Legion supports Holman High School sports and local NASCAR racing. Did you know the Legion is open to the public? Stop by for a cold one. Tuesday lunch is a home-cooked meal. Supper is Buck Burgers. Thursday, it's tacos. They can be the place for your wedding reception or meeting. Holman American Legion. It's for veterans and for the people of Holman.
moments in life happen at home. American Standard Heating and Air works smarter to make them all more comfortable.
For a limited time, save over $600 on select American Standard systems. Call now for details.
Get ready for the Thunder, the Mississippi Thunder Speedway.
Your Friday night racing destination.
Racing starts at 7. Super stocks.
Modified.
600 mods.
Pure stocks.
Street stocks.
Viva.
It's racing excitement, dirt track style.
Tickets $12 for adults.
$5, 18 and under.
$8 for students. Or our family pack.
$25 for 2 adults and 3 kids, 18 and under.
Friday night racing starts at 7.
Bring on the Thunder.
Dirt track style at the Mississippi Thunder Speedway. Highway 35 just north of Fountain City.
We're back one more time. Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV. I'm Dan Dykron with Chuck Deery, the man with the master plan at the Crosse Speedway. We're going to break down another exciting race season schedule, and there's a lot of things that jumped out at me this year. I love double feature nights. Sometimes the throat always doesn't, but there's a couple of them on here that you folks are just going to be chomping at the bit to go see, especially the Fabulous Five that we're going to talk about coming up in August. 26 years now that the Speedway has been associated with the NASCAR Whelen All-American Series. Fantastic partnership.
Yeah, it's great pride that we are part of the NASCAR Whelen All-American Series, and the good folks at NASCAR they're very, very good to the competitors, and that's the number one reason why we're involved with them, and whether it's through their point fund or the other sponsorships type of stuff they bring to it, the credibility they bring. And NASCAR is an excellent organization for us on the weekly level, and we're very proud to be part of it.
Well, of course, as we told you, Budweiser kicks off the Frostbuster. That'll be April 27th. That's a Sunday at 2 o'clock. And then we're going to let Mother Nature do what she wants to do for those next 2 weeks, because once May 17th rolls around, it's going to be down to fun and business at the Crosse Speedway. Double features 3 times this season.
Yeah, when we put the schedule together, we do it as if we were race fans, and we are race fans.
Right.
And so you talk to the race director, Jeff Garbers, and yourself, and Dave, and other folks. What do you want to see when you go to the races? What will the show make up of? And we have an outstanding show, and I say that with great bias, but I'm right. And it's just a great amount of fun to go out there to the races. But we need to change it up every so often, and that's what brings in the double features. The competitors really like double features. Extended lap races are very exciting and very good too, but with the shorter features, that are 20 laps via 25 laps instead of the 25 laps, they have to work a lot harder in a shorter period of time. Those 5 laps is, it's 20% of the race, and they're going to have to do what they have to do. So the action, the excitement, the drama is just there. And, we don't want to do it too many times, but I think 3 times this season is just about right, and look forward to having it happen. And I think the competitors as well, and I think the byproduct of the fans are going to see a great show.
One that jumped out at me was August 16th when I saw the words Fantastic Five. Of course, I had to read exactly what that meant. I don't remember a night since I've been at La Crosse Speedway where we've had 5 20-lap features outside of Oktoberfest. I mean, that's a huge, could be a huge night.
Yeah, well, we hope so. We'll have our regular late models there. The Quick Trip NASCAR late models will be there doing their 2 20-lap features. But we also have a tour coming in. The Mid-American Series will be racing as well. They like running 40-lap races, and I think that's fine for Fest because that's a different type of show.
Sure.
But you take that same excitement you have with our cars for the 20 laps, and you do that to the Mid-American guys, and we've convinced them that they're going to do twin 20s as well. So we got your 4 features right there. And then why not take our sportsman guys and run them 20 laps as well? Typically they're 15. And so we're giving them 5 extra laps. And so it's just 5 20-lap features. It just seemed like a nice time of the year to do it. And it should be pretty exciting. And I think it'll be very racy of a show. And, no heat races pretty much because we're running features almost the whole night. And,
sure.
And so it should be very exciting. And we look forward to doing it. And we'll see how it turns out.
You have one stretch of the schedule here where we run a Saturday, Thursday, Saturday. And if some folks say, well, why are you running on a Thursday? Well, of course, it's probably one of the favorite times of the year that I like being at that speedway is when it's 4th of July time. You've got so many people out there. You know the fireworks are going to go, which I've said for many years. I think you guys put on one of the best fireworks shows you're going to see at a racetrack anywhere, because it's not one and then you wait, and another one and you wait. They're constantly going off, which just caps off a fantastic night. So this is going to be a big three-night stretch right here, because you've got the autograph session, which people love to come out for, and the drivers are giving candy and hot shot cards. Then you've got the 4th of July, and then you've got a race in total darkness the following Saturday.
Yeah, well, we'll start with the June 28th, of course, the fan photo. It's where we don't do any qualifying and bring the fans out down to the racetrack and meet and greet the drivers. And clearly that is a very popular. Drivers love it. They give out way too much stuff.
They do.
And so the fans really benefit, and that's just them saying thank you to the fans and their support. July 3rd is Thursday night. We're bringing in our regular Saturday night type of show, just it's just a great night to have it that whole 4th of July weekend, and it should be fun. Of course, the fireworks are, they're always, you can't beat fireworks. They're exciting,
True.
They're cool, and it's the right time of year. You know, in the keeping with tradition, we've always ran the race in total darkness, and that'll be on the July 5th, is I believe the right date.
Yep, July 5th.
July 5th, and you know, we've done it at La Crosse since we put the quarter mile in 1989, and I brought it with me from Rockford and did it since I was, you know, knee-high to a grasshopper. So it's been around for a long time. It's just a fun event. Thunderstocks will do it, and it's cool and it's different. And but it's just, you know, those 3 nights. It's the right time of year. It's the peak of summer. It's, you know, living in the upper Midwest that time of year is just awesome, and we're just very glad to be able to have 3 shows.
It's always cool to see what the Thunderstruck drivers do. You've got it coming out with police beacons. You've got it coming out with deer spotting headlights. You've got it come up wrapped in Christmas lights. It's in darkness, but they got to be able to see somehow, and it's always interesting to see what they come out with. 2 more big ones are coming back this year, Smash-A-Rama and the Trailer Race of Destruction, which I thought was one of the most heavily attended ones I've seen in a long time last year. The weather was perfect. We had over 5,000 fans there. We had all these. What a great night that was last year.
Yeah, on the Smash-A-Rama, which I believe is June 22nd this year, or June, that weekend of June, the closest to the longest day of the year, we brought in for this year, for that event, the Green Mamba. So he's coming in early this year to do the meltdown. And if you've never seen the Green Mamba, bring your heart pills, because it's an awesome deal. And of course, in the Eve of Destruction on September 6th with the monster trucks, and the Mamba will be back then, and who knows what else we've coming up with. I got some things I'm working on with some other racetracks around the country, and see what worked. But they're fun events. They're different. There's a little bit of racing in it, but then, of course, we wreck stuff, and you know, who doesn't like that kind of stuff? So we'll do that a couple times. The other trailer race would be August 2nd, September 6th for our 2 trailer races this year, and they're exciting, they're fun. You know, we're in the fun business, we're local, we're inexpensive. Coupons and discounts available on our website and our direct mail, and you know, we encourage fans to sign up and be part of it, and just come out once or twice a summer and have some fun.
And that's one thing I've heard on a consistent basis at the Speedway is, it's not like some of the other racetracks where you know exactly, you close your eyes and know exactly what they're going to do from the very first green flag to the very last checkered flag, and you're going to go home. At the Speedway, you never know what's going to happen on any given night. I mean, heck, a couple of years ago, right in the middle of race nights, Chuck threw an organ out there in a racetrack and somebody smashed it. So it's, when you say the word fun, it's not just you're going to a racing program, you're going to go watch the other things that can happen there as well. You never know.
Yeah, it's unscripted drama, and it's cool, and it's just neat to be part of it. And again, we're very happy. It's this fairgrounds, I think, 56th year of having racing out there. We're the oldest and oldest sport in the county, and of course in the whole state. You know, the more people attend auto racing, they do stick and ball sports, which includes that team in Green Bay and that team in Milwaukee. So, and we're not government subsidized.
So again, folks, lacrossespeedway.com. You can find all the schedules, all the news releases, pictures, the history, the whole shebang is right there on that website. Make sure you like them on Facebook, because like Chuck said, I'll share them when I can see them, but they snuck a couple of good coupons in there last year for T-shirts and popcorn and soda and can coasters. You never know what they're going to throw up there, so make sure you like them on Facebook, because you can just print those coupons off and take them right to the Speedway. on any given night that they have the promotion. Find them on Twitter this year. Instagram, like I said, Chuck's going to work on some Wi-Fi things. And also go to KQEGTV.com during the race season and CrossSpeedway.com. Let your friends know that when the regular season starts, they're going to be able to watch on pay-per-view at $7.99 a race, wherever you are, the complete race. Banners are already set up, and that's as easy as that. Go to the website, click on the banner, do what you got to do, and you can sit back in your own home, whether you're in Arizona, Florida, Washington, South Africa, it doesn't matter. You would watch the Crosse Speedway races from those far distances this year, and we really hope that you not only watch those, but then write the Speedway, email them, and tell them what you thought about the coverage of the races and the quality, and if there's some things they can do better or maybe not even touch it, let them know, because the only input you guys are going to get is from you that are watching those, letting your family know from several states away exactly how those work out. Chuck Deery's been my guest on the program, LacrosseSpeedway.com, 786-1525, call the Speedway, whenever you want to find out what's going on. And remember, StreetDragsLAX.com as well. For Chuck Deery, I'm Dan Dyker. We'll see you Friday, taping with Matt Henderson and his family at the Valley View Mall. Come on in and watch us tape of noon on Friday. Otherwise, we'll see you right here in the studio next week on Seven Rivers Racing.